All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success. I want to say thanks for joining us here on the live stream. Now guys, today we're going to be talking about 3 tips to help you avoid holiday shipping delays. But as always, this is an open Q&A and we welcome any questions about Zenfolio, whether it's on topic or off topic, and you don't have to wait till I stop talking about this. You guys can start asking your questions in the chat now. Hey, if this is your first time viewing, make sure that you say hi, let us know where you're from. And as always, we appreciate those of you guys who come back and hang out with us week after week here on the live stream. We've got Home Phone in the chat as well as Roxanne. Hey Roxanne, glad to have you back. You said good to be home, missed you last week. Hey, hopefully you had safe travels. Hopefully everybody had a nice and happy Thanksgiving. Now, today what we're going to be talking about, again, like I said, is 3 tips to help you avoid holiday shipping delays. So I'm actually going to go in Gmail, show you how to create an email filter that will grab those order approval emails, put them in a special little spot over on the left-hand side, bring them up to your, so they can up in your face so that you see them and you don't miss them. That way you don't forget to approve those orders in time. Then I'm going to show you how to let your clients know. Again, we talked about this a couple of weeks back. We want to make sure that the clients know the shipping dates and we want to send an email out. I'm going to show you how to do that and how to give them the dates of the holiday deadline. And then last, I'm going to show you how to use the Zenfolio mobile app so that you can approve orders on the go. Now, hopefully you guys are not experiencing any issues. It looks like there is some internet issues going on, but we are going to power through this. If you start seeing any spinny circles, please just try to click the refresh button. Hopefully that will work itself out. Now, before we jump into the content, in the description below this video, if you plan on going to Imaging USA down in Atlanta not this year, but next year, in early January, we do have a link to where you can get a free expo pass. So that's in the link or in the description below this video. There's a link, and it also tells the dates of Imaging USA as well. So make sure that you check that out. And we're just going to go ahead and jump into this topic. I'm going to go and take you in Gmail and show you how to set up a filter. Alright guys, so here we are in my Gmail inbox, and I'm going to show you how to create an email filter that will grab the emails that have the orders that you need to approve, put it over in a label over here, and also make sure that it's really attention grabbing so that you don't miss these emails, especially during this busy holiday season. It's really vital that you stay on top of this order approval. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a label. So in Gmail, just go up to your settings icon over in the top right corner, click on that, and then go down and hit settings. Now go to your labels tab right here, and then scroll down to where it says labels and click create new label. Now I'm going to call this orders to approve. I'm not going to nest it under anything, but I'm going to hit create, and it's going to pop that label right over here underneath my sent icon right over here. So right here, nice, easy to see right in my face, which is exactly what I want. So now what we're going to do is create the actual email filter that grab these emails and put them over in that label. And also we're going to have it put a color label on there as well. And we could do that right here on the filters tab if we wanted to. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go back to my inbox because I want to show you the emails that we're going to be grabbing, and I want to show you the difference between an email of an order that requires approval versus an email of an order that does not require an approval. So let's click on this first email right here, and you're going to notice that it just says, "Dear Zenfolio Live, congratulations, an order has been placed. you can view the order details in your account right here. And just as a quick side note, if you actually click on these order numbers that are highlighted in orange, it will take you to that order in your Zenfolio account. So those are actual links that you can click on. You don't have to open a new tab and log in. You can go right here and click on the order number in your email. But this is an order that does not need my approval. So I want to make sure that this type of email does not get grabbed up in this filter, because this is important, but I don't need to pay attention to it right away. So let's go back to the other email that I was talking about, and that is this one. We're going to click on that. And this one says this order requires further action, and it also says this order needs to be approved by you. And so that's going to be the key right there. That line of text is what I'm looking for. I can come here, I can click on the order number here again and go to my account and preview that order and approve it so the clients get their orders on time. So what we're going to do is create a filter that grabs this email. Now I'm going to copy the no reply at zenfolio.com. That's the address that these types of emails are going to come from. And just as a quick side note, it will be no reply at zenfolio.com, not no reply at Zenfolio mail. So you want to make sure you're getting emails from no reply at zenfolio.com. But in order to create this filter, what we're going to do is come up here to our search bar, hit this little drop down, and I'm going to type in here, I'm just going to paste in that from email. So from no reply at Zenfolio. Now on the subject line here, I'm going to copy this, new order received. I'm just going to copy that, go back up to my filter and paste that in the subject line. And then I want to make sure that the email has the words, this order needs to be approved. So we're going to copy that. All right. And that's pretty much all I need for this filter. So I'm going to go ahead and just click this create filter. And this is where we can set up the options of how Gmail is going to handle emails that match this filter criteria. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I star it, because it's very important that it's starred. Next, we're going to go down here and apply a label, and that is orders to approve. If I wanted to forward it to another email address, maybe I have a partner that I'm working with and I want to make sure that both of us are getting these emails, you could actually have that email forwarded to another email address. I also want to make sure this is never sent to spam, that it's always marked important, and I want to make sure that it's categorized as primary, so it's going in my primary inbox and not the updates or the social one. I'm also going to go ahead and just apply this filter to the 10 matching conversations that are already in there, and then we're going to click create filter. And now you can see, if I go right down here to this, that here are the 10 emails that it found matching this, and apparently there are 4 that I have not read yet. So again, you can see why this is an important filter to have set up. Now, the last step that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back over here to the filter, or to the label. I'm going to click this little icon, and we're going to say add a label color, and I'm going to make that nice and red. And this way, it will apply a nice bright red label to these emails. So if I go back to my inbox, now you can see right here, this email has been marked orders to approve with this nice bright red label here, so I don't miss it in my inbox. And that's how you set up these email filters. Again, these are really, really important to make sure that you see these order approval emails and you don't miss them. And that's going to help you stay on top of this during the holiday season. All right, guys, so that's how you set up an email filter. Now, I did have to pre-record that this morning. I didn't want to be showing you guys that in my email box and have a bunch of emails start popping up as I was going through. That would have been super distracting, and I wanted to make sure that you guys saw that all the way through without a bunch of random emails popping up. But again, really, really helpful to have. As you guys can see, before I set that filter up, it looks like I actually missed some orders that were still hanging out in there waiting to be approved. And that way, setting that filter up is going to be right there, popping those emails in your face, making sure that you don't miss those, because it's the holidays and you need to make sure that you're staying on top of that order approval process so that your clients don't have that delay in the orders in there. All right, let me say hi to some of you guys really quick. So we got Lynn Long that jumped in here. I was freezing again. I guess it's probably, as Lynn said, the cold weather, but thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Lisa Johnson, hey Lisa, thanks for coming back and hanging out with us. And all right, guys, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is again, reiterating to your clients, hey, it's the holiday season. If you want your orders in a certain time period, you need to make sure that you get those orders in. And guys, if you don't have this blog post yet, in the description below the video is a link to our 2018 holiday shipping deadlines. Now, the thing that you want to keep in mind is that the dates that you see on this blog post are not when your clients need to place their orders. These are the dates that your orders need to be approved by and sent to the lab. So I actually created a quick little sheet right here to show you that, if you have a 3-day order approval process, like I put up here, and you want your clients to get their orders by the 25th, they need to have their orders placed by the 4th of December if they plan on shipping things through the standard shipping method. Priority, they have a little bit longer, and then obviously overnight they have a little bit longer. But they need to get these orders in, and then you need to make sure that you're approving those by these dates so that the lab gets the order in time to get those prints and products produced and shipped out so they arrive to your clients at the correct time. And so what you want to do as kind of one more additional step is make sure that you email this information out to your clients. So just in your account, jump up to your communications tab right here, go to your contact list, and just select everybody in here that you have. And you can click send email really quick, go down here, and you can just write up a quick little blurb that just says something like, hey, I appreciate you being a client. I just wanted to let you know that you need to have your orders in by the 4th if you want to get them before Christmas. And then you could put some information in there about the shipping speeds that they need to select based on those dates. So again, make sure that you check out that blog post. It's in the description below, and just keep in mind that those are the dates that the orders need to be approved by, not the dates that your clients need to place them by. And then another thing that you guys can do to stay on top of your order approval is Zenfolio actually has a mobile app. So you can go into, it should be in the App Store. Just go in there, search for Zenfolio. There's a mobile app, and it will actually let you approve orders on the go. Now, I recorded a video this morning to show you guys how this works. I didn't want people to be texting me while I was trying to show you guys this. So I pre-recorded a video this morning, and I'm going to show it to you. But again, just make sure that if you don't have that app, you go download it. If nothing else, just for the fact that you can really easily go into that app and approve orders, it is well worth downloading it. But here's that video I made for you guys this morning. I'm going to show you how to do that order approval through the mobile app. Okay, so on your mobile device, you're just going to click on the Zenfolio app. You may have to log in if you haven't clicked on it in a while. And then go ahead and just click that top right little hamburger menu in the top right corner, and then go down to pending orders. Here you'll actually be able to review all of the orders that are waiting for your approval. You can click on an order, you can view the order details, you can view the products that are in the order, you can view the shipping. And then once you've kind of looked it over, you can click approve either on the bottom down here or on the bottom right corner. Just click approve order. And then you can actually have a copy of this email sent to you if you want. But just at the very bottom down there, just go ahead and click that approve order button. And this is how you can approve orders on your phone on the go when you're at a shoot or maybe you're traveling. It's nice not to always have to jump into your laptop and approve an order. All right, guys, like I said on that video, that mobile app is super useful because you don't always have to go, stop what you're doing, jump on your computer, go check out the order. You can pull up your phone, go right into the app, approve the order right through the app, or you can look it over, contact your client, all right there in the app. So it's really nice and handy to handle those order approvals while you're on the go at a shoot and things like that. Okay, if you guys have any questions about Zenfolio, make sure that you're getting those in the chat. If this is your first time viewing, make sure that you click that subscribe button. We do the live streams every week. So make sure that you click that subscribe button. Those of you guys who are watching now, I would really appreciate it if you could give us a thumbs up. If you're watching the recorded version of this, we'd love to have you guys come hang out with us live, but we know not everybody can stop what they're doing on a Thursday and jump on a live stream, which is why I'm so thankful for those of you guys who join me live every week. But if you're watching the recorded version of this, you guys can ask questions as well. There's a link in the description below this video that says questions for next week, and that is where I will get my email questions that I'm going to answer now. And if you guys stick around, this morning I threw up not this morning, it was probably about a couple hours ago, I threw up a trivia question on our community channel. I threw the link in the chat. So just ask the quick question. If you guys want to answer that, it looks like Mike's got the answer already there in chat on that question. Hey, Mike, that's pretty close to the right answer. I think the year might be 1 year off, at least on the website that I saw. Guys, unfortunately, I cheated. I didn't know the answer without Googling it. But the question was, without Googling it, what year do you think the first digital camera was created? And I'm going to kind of give you the whole story on that here in a few minutes. But let me go ahead and answer some of your guys' email questions as well. All right. So I got a question here. It just says, hey, my galleries are a mess. How can I organize them? And I just want to be upfront. You guys are, if this is your question and you're talking about your galleries are not a mess, you're not alone. I can't tell you how many times I am doing consultations with people, helping them get their accounts set up. And I go in there and maybe they've had an account with us for a year or 2 years, and they've just got hundreds of galleries just listed off to the side. And it can really become a nightmare to deal with. Well, the nice thing is you can actually create some organization inside of here to keep things under wrap and make it a little less confusing. Now, I'm going to scroll down over here on the left and just kind of show you how I have mine set up. So I've got a clients group right here, and if I expand that, what you're going to see is I've actually got a group created for each year. So I've got 2018, and then I went ahead and created 2019. So I already have this organization going. But what you'll want to do is kind of decide what type of organization works for you. Like maybe organizing by the year is just not going to work for you. It's not the way that you're used to doing things. If you've got a nice way that you organize your photos on your hard drive or maybe in Lightroom, you have a certain organization that you follow, my suggestion is to recreate that organization here in Zenfolio so that when you're looking at Lightroom or you're looking at your computer, you can jump in Zenfolio and it matches up and you're used to the organization that you have. So in Zenfolio, you can just create a new group. So if you hover over, wherever you want to create it, let's say maybe I want to create a new group in my client groups right here. What I can do is I can click right here and say new group, and that's basically just going to create a new folder inside of that clients group. And so what I do is I would personally probably do it by the year. And now if you're not familiar with the way that groups work in Zenfolio, they work basically just like folders do on your computer, except one slight difference. With folders on your computer, you can put photos in a folder, you can put videos in a folder. On Zenfolio, in a group, you can put another group inside of it, or you can put a gallery or collection, but you can't put photos or videos. Those actually have to go inside galleries first. So you can have a group with another group in it, but when it comes to actually adding photos in there, you'll need to make sure that you have a gallery like this. And so that would be my suggestion to you, is to start thinking about, if you don't have an organization, like I said, that you're already used to, then start thinking about what type of organization will work for you. Maybe by the year is not a good idea. Maybe you just need to do it by client genre. But I encourage you guys, especially if you're just starting out, before your account gets really cluttered, like My personal account probably is. Before it gets really crazy and out of hand and hard to deal with, start some organization using those groups and galleries. So definitely a good practice to get in the habit of. I can't tell you enough how important that is to start that now, because if you don't and you rush through it and you in a couple of years, you're just gonna have this giant monster that you're gonna have to set down eventually and organize. So start with your organization now. Great question though. If you go back to earlier this year, we actually did a live stream where we created a Zenfolio account right from scratch. And I believe I talk about organization some more in that one as well. So you should definitely look for that live stream. All right, let's see if I have any questions here in the chat. Let's see. So Cheryl says, my Google results, the camera generally recognizes the first digital camera was the patent developed by Eastman Kodak 1975. All right. So again, like I said, I'm going to give you guys the full story on that here in a minute. Let me grab another email question. And if you guys have any questions there in the chat, make sure to throw them in the chat. Let's see here. Oh, Roxanne said, are you able to do some website reviews and critiques? I would love to hear from others what I can improve, and I'm sure most may appreciate the advice. I don't mind being a guinea pig. Hey, Roxanne, this is something I know we've asked for before. I promise you this is something that we're working on, that we're going to try to implement. So I definitely appreciate you bringing that back up. Really want to do that kind of content. So definitely something you're going to want to stay tuned for. And should I say if or when? Definitely I'm going to be reaching out to you about that. All right. Let me see. Let me grab another email question really quick. Is it possible for me to batch rename a bunch of photos in the gallery? I need to shorten the file name so that my clients can see the whole file name displayed below the photo. Well, you can do that, and there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. You can do it right inside of Zenfolio. So if you go to a gallery in here, and let's just find a file name. You can actually go right here, and let's say you want to, maybe you want to shorten this up a little bit. You can click on that photo, go to details, and you can shorten the title up here like this, and then just save. So if I wanted to say, maybe this is just Wallace, you can do that here and save it. Now, that's not fast, and that's not doing it by batch. So the way to do it by batch and quickly is you can actually export the metadata out of your Zenfolio account, update it in a spreadsheet, and then re-import it into Zenfolio and change all that over. So for instance, let's go up here, and what I'm going to do is show you where to go to grab that metadata, and then I'll show you how to update it and then bring it back in Zenfolio and update your photo titles. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right here to details. We're going to click on the gallery, and then I'm going to do bulk meta update. That's going to pop up this little window right here. This is where you can download the metadata of this gallery. And guys, this is a really, really useful, slightly hidden nugget of a feature. If you need to do keywording in your photos, if you need to update the title, lots of really cool things that you can do with the metadata or the bulk meta updater. So I'm going to download this metadata to my computer really quick, and I'm just going to save it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up in Google Sheets. So let me get Google Sheets opened up here really quick. I'm going to just go into here and create a blank one, and we'll go to File. We'll go to File and Import, and I'm going to go ahead and just import that data that I just downloaded from my gallery here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just replace the current sheet, hit import data, and now we're going to be looking at the metadata for that gallery, which happens to be an Adobe stock gallery, I believe. So let me delete that out of here really quick, and let me go here, and we're just going to adjust this out. So now you can see the file names, the titles, the image captions, and all of this stuff you can edit, right? So you can edit all this stuff. The one thing that you don't want to edit is if you scroll over to the right, you do not want to edit right here the Zenfolio photo ID. ID. This is what actually tells Zenfolio which photo this belongs to. So this uniquely links this data to that specific photo in Zenfolio. So if I wanted to go back, and let's just say that what I want to do here is for the title, I just want to put, I don't know, Wallace01 in all of these, or Wallace0102, and I want to take that family out, for instance. I just want to shorten it up to just that. What I'm going to do is just come up here and go to the title section. I'll write Wallace01, hit enter, and then I can actually just drag this down, and it's going to change all those for me to that. If you guys like spreadsheets like I do, there's a lot of different things you can do in here with formulas to pull different information from different spots. But I just want to show you really quickly how you can use this to update your photos in batch in Zenfolio. So now that I've got this updated the way I want, I'm going to go to File, Download as a comma-separated value sheet, and then I'm just going to call this Wallace2. I'll save this, and then back in Zenfolio, we're going to go right here to Choose File, and we're going to go right here to this, and I'm going to update the metadata, and you're going to see that all of the file names and the titles in here are now simplified down to that smaller version. So if you need to batch edit some of the details of your photos or all the photos in the gallery, you can use that bulk update metadata to do that. It can be confusing. If you're not a big fan of spreadsheets, I would definitely recommend staying away from it. If you like to nerd out on spreadsheets, this is going to be right up your alley. But great question. Let me check on you guys here in chat really quick. So let's see. Hey, Forte, glad to have you back hanging out with us. She said, maybe you should look at my site and tell me if it's a mess. I'm still trying to master it. Again, definitely something that we want to do, and something that we're looking at doing. And you guys, when we start doing this, I'll be reaching out to you guys because you volunteered. So when I reach out to you, you can't turn me down. You got to keep that in mind. You guys are volunteered for it. All right, let's see here. If you guys have questions, make sure that you get those in the chat for me really quick. I'm going to grab another email question. This one says, where can I add a gallery ID on the new photo page? So I think what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to create a gallery ID for client access on the new photos page. And if you've had a Zenfolio account for a while and you switched over to this new photos page, you're probably going to notice some things kind of moved and you might be a little lost trying to find out where those are. And one of those is going to be the gallery ID. So if I go over here to the Wallace family portraits right here, and I click on access, and we go to sharing, right up here is the link for this gallery. But if I want to create a gallery ID, I can go friendly URL, turn that on right here, and then it says enter gallery ID. And if you're not doing this for client access, what you might be doing this for is to maybe just make that gallery link a little bit shorter. So for instance, right now the link to this gallery is zenfoliolivephotography.zenfolio.com p blah 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 blah. And that's not really a URL that's very friendly. If you give that out to your clients, they're not going to remember it. And so what you can do is you can use this friendly URL or gallery ID, as it's also called, to shorten this up a little bit. So in this case, if I put Wallace here, you're going to notice that it changes that actual link. Now, not only did that change the link, but if I save this, that has now also become the gallery ID, that if you're using client access on your website, that's what your clients enter to be taken to their gallery. And just to show you guys that really quick, I'm going to hover over website. We're going to go to built-in pages, and this is actually a page that's in your account. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's there. Go ahead and check it out. It's called Client Access. It's right here. And what I'm going to do is just open this up in a new tab, and we're going to go right here. And this is where it says enter your gallery ID. I'll type in Wallace, hit go, and that's going to take me right to that gallery. So rather than accessing it From a drop down, I can enter that information and go right to that gallery right here. So that's how you do that and create that gallery ID. All right, let me grab another email question really quick, and then I'll come back and check on you guys in chat. I've kind of got a backlog of these questions built up that I need to get through. Okay, I'm creating coupons for customers, and I want to make sure that the coupons I give them can only be used once by them. How do I do that? So if you are creating a coupon for one specific client only, and you don't want other people to use it, you just need to restrict its limit use to a one-time use. So if we go to selling and we go down here to coupons and campaigns, you can actually go add new coupon and then an individual coupon, put in the name, the coupon code. So I'll just do a Zen test. And then coupon code will say one use. All right, then we're going to scroll down, go ahead and set up whatever discount we want to give our clients. Maybe you want it to be a 20% discount. And then down here at the bottom is where you're going to let this be used only one time. So if you go to maximum number of uses, set that number to 1. And then once this client is used once, or once this coupon is used once, it will expire and then nobody else can use it. Now, also, if you want to limit this to be only used in a specific gallery, you can do that right up here by saying, you know what, this can only be used in this person's gallery as well. So you can go in here and actually say that coupon is only going to work in that gallery. And then save it. Email that coupon out. Once your client uses that coupon code, it becomes inactive and they can only use it in the gallery that you specify they can use it in. So that is how I would set that up. All right, let me check on you guys here in chat really quick. So let's see. I want to get into using background changing feature in the site. I usually do it myself for clients, but I love that they are able to pick their own and even get the same shot with different ones. I was going to test it out this weekend, but I'm scared. Oh, hey, Forte, it's really easy to set it up. It's a great feature. The one thing that you have to remember is that the photos that you upload, you need to make sure that those backgrounds are already extracted out of the photos and that you're uploading a transparent PNG file. That's going to be the one thing. I don't know if I have any in here to actually show you guys, but there is a really good video on our YouTube channel that goes through that whole process in depth. And what I'll do next time is I'll make sure that next week I actually have some stuff in here so I can take you guys through that so you can see that information and how it works. But it's really easy to use. You just have to make sure that you do the extractions first, and then you come in here and you create your backgrounds in here. Definitely go check that tutorial out. I don't have the assets uploaded to this account that I need to show it to you. I'll make sure that I have those next week. That way I can actually walk you through it live. And in the meantime, definitely, like I said, go ahead and check out that tutorial. All right, let's see. 4 days. I spent 3 days watching a bunch of Zenfolio videos. I swear it's going to take me a week for it all to sink in. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so much to learn. It's like I remember the first time I got my camera. I spent night after night, hours after hour, just watching videos and having my camera there in my hand, changing the settings, trying to follow along. And it wasn't until I got out there and just said, you know what? Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. Let's put this into some practice and let me go out there and put myself on the line and try it out. And that's when the knowledge stuck, for me anyway. So like I would just say, Forte, definitely just, whatever you're trying to accomplish watching those video tutorials, I mean, kudos to you for learning it on your own, watching those videos. Throw it out there, give it a try, and hopefully that knowledge will stick. And I'm in Zenfolio every single day. So when you guys don't see me on here, I'm doing this exact same thing repeatedly over and over again with lots of other people, showing them how to set up their account. And so for me, this is like the back of my hand, which is another thing I encourage you guys, spend time in the account. If you're not doing anything, if you're not shooting, go in there, find a tutorial, follow it along in your account. Learn how this works, just like you spent time learning your camera. This is now part of your business. It's part of your craft, and you should be devoting time to learning how to use it. So definitely kudos to you for doing that. All right, Crystal says, is there a way to see the demographics of my website visitors? And as Cheryl said, Crystal, you can see some stuff in Zenfolio. You can't really see the demographics. What I'm going to recommend that you do is set up Google Analytics on your account. And that's what's actually going to help you see those demographics and give you a lot better visitor tracking. If you go into your account, if you just go to Zenfolio up here or hover over your name, go to account, and then go to, I think it's under website and visitor tracking right here. This is where you can learn about Google Analytics. And like I said, I would definitely go that route. The visitor tracking that Zenfolio does have in here is basically, it just shows you how many clicks a photo has. That's basically all the information you're really going to see. You want to set up Google Analytics because you're going to see, if you set up Google Analytics, in Google Analytics, you're going to see where that traffic source is coming from, what keywords they're finding your website on, all kinds of different information in Google Analytics, and it's free. So I would definitely check that out. If you go here, you can click on this, and it should take you to some instructions where you can find that information out. All right, let me jump back up here really quick and grab another email question. And then after I answer this, I'll go ahead and give you guys the answer to the trivia question. It's already been answered right in the chat, but I'll just give you guys the quick story behind it because I thought it was really super interesting about that first digital camera. I had no idea it was actually created that long ago. All right, let's see. My next email question here is, I have created a few digital products, but I can't seem to figure out how to make them available for purchase. Can you show me how? Absolutely, guys. So when you want to sell your photos as digital downloads and you go into selling digital products, so up here to selling and down to digital products, when you create digital products in here, you're just creating the product configurations. They still need to be added to a price list and then applied to a gallery to actually be available for sale. Now, one of the things that is people, a lot of times they just come in here and they just create the products and then they don't add them to a price list. So that's one of the things you need to make sure that you do. So I've got these digital products in here, and what we're going to do is go up to selling, go to price list, and then I'm going to start from scratch one really quick just to show you the whole process. I'll just say digital downloads as the title. We're going to click add products. Go up here, click on all vendors, and then go to your studio name, and there is where your digital downloads will be, and you can choose the products here. And after you choose them, make sure that you set the price up on them. So we're going to go here, and we'll say for 3 images, we'll do 100. No, we'll just do 75. Yeah, 75. And for a single image, we'll do 50. All right. And so we've got the price set up on that. And then you would just want to come down here, save and assign that price list to a gallery or a group of galleries like this. So it's not until you actually go through that step of adding it to a price list and assigning it to a gallery that it's actually going to become available to your clients to purchase. Okay, back to the trivia question on the community tab there. The first digital camera was created in 1975, and this was by an electrical engineer who worked for the Kodak company named Steven Sasson. Sasson, I think his name's right. But he created a large, big blue device that could, and let me pull this over so I can read this a little bit better. He created a large, big blue device that could not only capture an image, but it also converted it as information into an electronic signal, which could then be digitized and was able to be stored. Basically, this was the first digital camera which was able to create digital images as opposed to ones that were just stored on a roll of film. A couple of fun facts: it weighed about 3.6 kilograms and actually only had the ability to capture black and white images with a resolution of a whopping 0.1 megapixel. All right, and actually I have a picture. I'll show this to you guys really quick. This is what that monstrosity looked like. But it's because of this that we are able to do now what we do. So, and I believe he actually came back later on and won a pretty big prize for that as well. So, definitely something, it's pretty amazing to see what we've come from, seeing that as the first digital camera, with obviously the tape recorder being the storage device. All right, let me catch up on you guys here in chat. So D Moore says, it took me about 2 months, but once I dive her in, I got busy in Zenfolio, and it did make sense. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I mean, the more time you spend in it, the more you're gonna understand. So it's just about spending time with it. I'd be curious to know, how long did it take you guys when you got your first camera? When did you start feeling really comfortable about being a photographer? Just curious to know, how long did it take you guys to get to that point where you were like, I'm a photographer, I've got a camera, I've got my camera, I know what I'm doing. Just curious. Let me know in the chat. I would definitely love to hear that. And as Mike said too, and look where Kodak is now. Absolutely right. It is kind of a sad story. Absolutely. Kind of a sad story, but still it's great to think back about that and to see how far that's brought us and how far the industry's come. All right, guys, let me see if I missed any questions here in chat. Lynn says, not sure if I can integrate Facebook Pixel into my Zenfolio site yet. Just attended a Facebook Instagram business seminar this morning. Now, I'm not entirely sure about integrating that into your Zenfolio site. It really depends on what kind of information that takes. If it's going to require any kind of JavaScript, then right now the answer is going to be probably no, because in order to get JavaScript on your website, usually you need access to the head tag. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get that. Now, if it's a code, there might be a couple of places that you can put that on there. There is a tutorial on our YouTube channel. It's an older one, but it's talking about custom codes in Zenfolio, and it'll actually show you a couple of places where you can put that information. One of them being a custom page, for instance. If you go to, not selling, but if you go to website and custom pages, you can actually put custom code in here in a custom page just by going to source. And that will actually let you do some HTML and some other things like that. Again, I'm not sure if that will work with Facebook Pixel or not, but that is definitely the first place that I would go check and see if that's working. All right, I'm starting to get congested. Let me get some water, guys. Hold on a second. Okay, let's see. So let's see. Forte says, I'm still having problems with people screenshotting my photos from the galleries and not buying them, even with a notice not to. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It happens to me. Lots of the school photographers that I work with, it happens to them as well. You can definitely get more aggressive with your watermark. So if you're having clients that are just completely avoiding the fact that you're telling them not to do screenshots, you can definitely get really aggressive with that watermark. And just to show you really quick in Zenfolio here, if you go to watermarks, and this, I don't have any custom ones in here, but you can take this watermark and you can actually edit the properties of it, and you can take that thing and you can stick it right in the middle of somebody's face. You can make your own custom one, make it really big, make it vertical. You know, there's a lot of things you can do to really make that watermark more aggressive so that people can't take screenshots. Unfortunately, that kind of is like, well, if I can't see my kid's face, what am I actually looking at? So it's kind of finding that balance of making it to where nobody wants to screenshot it and share it, but they can still see enough to know what the image is going to look like. The other thing too is a lot of times I'm talking to photographers, and rather than selling digital downloads and stuff like that, what they're doing is they're collecting a lot of the money for that shoot in our pre-order feature. And so basically they're like, I've collected a lot of the money using the pre-order feature for the session. And really, if they purchase any prints, it's kind of just an added extra nice touch on there, but it doesn't bother me that much if they screenshot. But they also always tell me they make sure that they have their web address in their watermark, so that when people screenshot the images, they actually get a little bit of advertisement out of the deal. So definitely something to keep in mind there. But at the moment, not really a lot that we can do about it, unfortunately. All right, let me jump back to the photos page here really quick. Let's see. Let me read some of your guys' comments. So Mike Singer says, still not comfortable. I'm to the point of considering not providing galleries anymore, Forte said. It's sad, right? It's sad that as photographers, we want to provide this service to our clients. We want to provide these really... and I think, too, it comes with people not understanding the value of photos, because it's so easy to go and take photos anymore, and then they just keep them on their phone and they don't have them printed. And so the photo value has really, not that the actual value has gone down, but the realization of that value has gone down. And I think that's what we're dealing with from our clients. And so it's so important. I, for one, don't give my clients digital downloads until they buy prints. Hands down, I want them to see and hold that. And then I explain to them, hey, I have photos of my grandparents from, the 20s, and things like that. So the photograph, it is the one medium that has stood the test of time. VHSs, I've got a bunch of VHSs, but in a couple of years, who knows if they'll even work anymore, or if I'll have anything that I can play them on. But you can pull a photograph out from, 100 years ago, and you don't need anything to watch it. You can hold it in your hand and look at it. And that's where the true value of that comes into play. All right, but Forte says, Mike says, I'm still not comfortable. Forte said, I started feeling comfortable when people kept coming to me and pushing me to pay them to do their photo, or pay me to do their photos. Mentally, it took me about 2 years to know everything like second nature. I am self-taught. I am as well, and it's definitely I'm kind of in the same boat as Mike. I'm self-taught, and sometimes I just hit those periods where I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, or this or that. So that comfort level for me is still just something that I'm building on. D says 6 months before someone paid me, but I'm always trying to improve. Great stuff. Lynn says that's a big solo cup. Absolutely, guys. I try to drink a lot of water. I'm ex-military. I'm a firm believer in hydration, and I drink about 3 of these a day. And you guys should too. It will make you feel better. You'll be surprised at how much better you feel when you're properly hydrated. Enough about health, though. Let's go back and grab some email questions really quick. Let's see. Another email question says, I just got that one. How would I add a custom page to my menu tabs? So what you can do is, it depends too what custom page you're talking about. Are you talking about a custom page that you created in Zenfolio, or are you talking about you want to link to, maybe you have a Facebook group that you started, or maybe you have another website or another business and you just kind of like to link to that page? You are in control of where the menu items point to in your Zenfolio account. So what we're going to do really quick is just jump into Customize Website. And guys, I like working on multiple tabs. I never ever open Customize View by clicking on it here. I always right click and open in another tab, because 9 times out of 10 I have to come back to this page and reference something that's here, and I hate using the back button. So that's why I right clicked on that and chose that open in a new tab option. All right, so here we are in Customize View. And if you want to link to a custom page here on your site menu, what you're going to do is just go up and add a new site menu item. You can call it what you want. I'll just call this one custom page. And then you're going to go right here to link menu item to. And if it's an actual custom page that you built inside Zenfolio, you want to go right here to built-in or custom page. And then you can just select the custom page that you created from the drop down. So it will be down in here. You guys can't see it. Let me zoom out a little bit and see if I can get you guys to see that. All right, here we go. Right here, custom pages. And here are all the custom pages that I've created in my account. Now, if it's not a custom page that's in Zenfolio, maybe it's, maybe I want to link to this spreadsheet. I can just grab the URL up top, which I'm just copying it, jump back into Zenfolio here, and I can say, okay, let's link to an external website, and then I can paste in that URL right here. And one of the things that I would recommend doing, guys, is if you are linking to a page that's going to take people out of your Zenfolio account, I always recommend clicking on that open in a new window option. So this way, when they're actually leaving your Zenfolio page, they will not leave your Zenfolio page. It will just open up a new window. They can go there, and then they don't have to try to find their way back to your Zenfolio site. I always recommend doing that if it's going to be a link outside of your Zenfolio account. Then once you're done, you just click update. That's going to add that menu item right up here. So we should see it on the top right here. And then if we need to move it, we're just going to grab the dominoes, slide it up or down or wherever, and then reload the preview right here. All right, and then after that, make sure that you click the little publish button that's right behind the timer up here. But make sure that you click that publish button so these changes go live to your actual website. I've been guilty of this. I've come in here, I've made some quick changes, been on the phone with a client and been like, okay, now you can go there and check it out. And they're like, I don't see it. And you know, it's embarrassing. I was like, oh, I forgot to publish it. Hold on. So make sure that when you make the changes here that you want to go live, you click that publish button, which is right behind my little timer thing up here, and that will send those changes live to your actual website. All right, let's jump back over here to the photos page. And let me grab a sip of coffee. So I do coffee and water. Those are like my two things. I think coffee is important for my health as well. All right, we've got about 6 more minutes left, guys. Actually, there's a little bit of a delay, so probably about 5 minutes and 30 seconds by the time you actually see this, but it will say 6 minutes up there. Weird how that works. Let me check on you guys in chat. So let's see. Cheryl says it took her a year to get really comfortable with the transition from film to digital, and I find that I lose it if I don't shoot all the time. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I have never shot a single frame of film. I feel really embarrassed to say that, but I've never actually shot a single roll of film before. So maybe that's something, I should put that on my project list for next year of actually shooting some film, getting it developed, and see what that's like and experience that. Hey, if you shoot film, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. Are you guys all digital? Do you guys shoot digital and film? I've actually got a friend here in North Carolina who still shoots the, what are they called? The tintypes. So he has a camera lens that's from the 1800s. He does the whole tintype and wet plate photography. Really, really cool stuff. And here I am saying that I never shot a roll of film and talking about that. It's really cool. But like I said, I've never shot a roll of film. Let me know what you guys shoot on. I'd like to know. Let's see. Mike says you have really cheap services for prints, but I tell my clients you get what you pay for. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You definitely get what you pay for. That is a statement that has always been true, and I feel like it will probably always continue to be true. Definitely good words of advice to share with your clients for sure. All right, guys, let me grab another email question really quick. It's been awesome chatting with you guys. If you have a last minute question, make sure that you get that in the chat. Those of you guys that are watching the recorded version of this, make sure that you hit up that link in the description below. Keep sending me your questions for next week, and I'll make sure that I answer those for you. And let me grab one more email question and see if I can't finish it before we get done here. How can I let my assistant upload photos to my Zenfolio account without letting him accidentally mess other things up? Great question. You can definitely do this if you have an advanced account. So if you have a Zenfolio advanced account, there's actually, and I think you can also do it with a premium business as well. But there's actually a feature where you can create user logins. You can go up here to account, go right down here to manage users, and you can actually create a new user right here. So you create new, and you can set different roles for them right here. The one that you're going to be looking for is either photographer or contributing photographer. Those are going to let them upload photos into your account without actually touching the payouts, the customization of the websites. Basically, they'll just be able to upload photos. Keep in mind, anybody that you give an account to, though, can see all of the photos that are in your account. So that's one thing, is that they can see all the photos. But if you set them to a photographer or contributing photographer, they can't change your price list, they can't customize your website, or do different things like that. So definitely something to look into there. All right, let's see. Cheryl says, I know what I'm getting Robert for a holiday gift. Home phone says it's not fun. You hope that you got what you wanted to capture, and then it comes back and it's terrible. Why do I feel like that would probably be the experience for me? A lot of times, guys, the photos that I create, a lot of my creation is done in Photoshop. I don't know if that's cheating, but 9 times out of 10, when I'm taking a photo, I'm seeing something totally different in my head than what I'm actually taking a photo of. And then I take that photo in Photoshop and I bring out what I was seeing at the time I took the photo. So for me, film would be really challenging, but might be a really good way for me to sharpen up my in-camera skills as far as making sure that I nail the settings and the exposure the way that I want. But I just love that raw file and the play that we get with the raw file, and then opening up in Camera Raw and being able to bring up those shadows or push those highlights down. I just love the freedom that that gives me. And so I don't know if film would frustrate me or be an interesting challenge. Probably an interesting challenge, but definitely something that I'm going to have to try out for sure. Mike says, I used to shoot film, then digital came out and he never went back. Home phone says, digital is immediate, so much better tool to learn on. The aesthetics could be discussed, but immediate feedback is invaluable to try new things. Definitely agree with that for sure. It's nice to be able to instantly see your image versus, waiting around to see it. Like I said, I've never shot film, so I don't know what that's like. And I can't imagine taking a photo and not actually knowing what that's going to look like after I take it. I'm so used to just looking down at the camera, either loving it or hating it, deleting it, and all of that stuff. So definitely something I'm going to have to try. Well, hey guys, unfortunately we're about out of time. But if you're watching the recorded version of this, I'm sorry you missed out on this conversation. Let me know in the comments below if you're still shooting film or if you're doing film and digital. Thank you guys so much to everybody who came and hung out. And let me grab this. There we go. Like I said, guys, unfortunately we are out of time. Thank you again so much for everybody who come and hung out with me today. And don't forget, we do the live streams every week, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. If you're new to Zenfolio, definitely subscribe. This is a really good place to learn. Make sure that you're checking out all the videos that are on our YouTube channel. And also don't forget, they're available in iTunes podcast directory as well. Until next week, I hope you guys all have a safe and wonderful weekend.